with Doc V, a collaboration with the unprecedented enterprise Win-Win Women, a global movement to reach, teach, and talk with women and girls around the world in 195 nations. As a woman heals, the earth heals. Our mission is to care, connect, and collaborate with 3.9 billion women worldwide so all can enjoy a level of excellence in every area of their lives and be more joyful, fulfilled, and financially secure. We care by loving and inspiring all women. We connect as we teach and talk together. We collaborate to grow successful businesses. To that end, Candid Conversations is where real talk about real experiences and circumstances is the norm and not the exception, to help you heal, rebuild, and transform your life from the inside out and put you back in business and on the road to defining your path. Hi, I'm Doc V, the Pivot Maestro and your corner woman, here to provide truth and transparency in conversation to help you navigate the waters of life and think without a box. What is my why? You are my why and motivation to create a safe haven, to validate you and your experiences, and to provide hope and freedom in your thinking and being so that you may live the life and lifestyle you were meant to lead. All are welcome to the conversation with our topics focused on and running the gamut of women's issues faced every day in life, the workplace, career transition, and business. On Candid Conversations, it is our intention to always provide revelation, reconciliation, and renaissance, having one mission in mind to help you define your path. And one message: you are mission essential, my sister. Yes, even as a woman, because you are grace under pressure, and the world needs your voice. Before we jump into this week's topic, I want to give you a little bit of a picture of what's going to happen in the next coming weeks. We are going to start bringing on some of my inspiring, motivational, transformational friends to have candid conversations on topics we've discussed after this, our 20th episode. So thank you for sticking with me. If you've missed any of them, go back and catch up and be a part of the conversation. So last week, our topic of conversation was business as usual. This week's pivot: managing your reality. Most people walk around in life with the normal business as usual mindset, down the most commonly taken road, and meet with gridlock, disappointment, false expectations, and so on. Why? Chief among reason, because of the road not taken. Recall the conversation from last week. It was easier and less challenging, so you thought, to follow the commonly trodden path and simply manage your daily reality. Don't be hard on yourself. We all fall into this false sense of security and patronizing sense of progress because it is how we have been trained. Good news, it is not how we are built. All you have to do is tap into your strength. Remember, find your willpower, find your strength. Look inward to the soul and your intuition. They've been calling you. Do you have ears to hear and eyes to see truth when it speaks to you? Remember, the box is an organizational construct and tool meant to control you and serve as a predictor of your success. It is the collective way and promise. Let me say that again. The box is the collective, the societal way, and its promise. It's a construct, remember from last week, a hierarchy. Power and influence is the goal and end result. Forget the fact that the world, the workplace, and business is changing. They have changed. They have changed. The question is, will you change with it or become obsolete? Will you change with it or become obsolete? How do you change? By doing more than managing your reality, but leading your reality through creative life design. When you tap into conscious intuition, by seeking your true purpose, you activate your divergent power, fueled by the soul. And let's remind ourselves, what is the soul? The principle of life. It's thought, it's feeling, and action in humans. It's a distinct entity separate from the body, the spiritual part of us, the source of knowing. Some might even say the source of all knowing. If you started to see with true vision and tapped into the power of divergent thinking, the process, and conscious intuition, the state of consciousness, for inspired living, what kind of reality could you live? Let's imagine it for a minute. You would think without a box, for one, on a different plane of existence. You would find and tap into the power behind inspired living, how to integrate the knowledge of conscious intuition without obvious deliberation, but rather through a faculty in which hunches are generated by the unconscious mind, rapidly sifting through your past experiences and cumulative knowledge for problem solutions and creative life design. Divergent thinking. Being conscious of intuition breaks the chains of siloed one way of thinking and allows you to do more than manage your reality. We settle for expected or reasonable happiness as a substitute for real happiness. Why, folks? Why? Why do we do that? Leaving a gaping hole festering in our soul, dug by lack and life cycle of insanity, by choosing just the reasonable route. Another name for it, managing our reality. I was guilty as guilty came. I even wrote an entire chapter on it in Love the Skin You're In, How to Conquer Life Through Divergent Thinking. You can get this on Amazon. What I didn't realize at the time is that I was still in the reconciliatory healing phase, and I was just starting to tap into my purpose. Clarity and soul purpose was on the way, but I had to live and experience a little more to see the full chessboard and get it, so that I would not look back once I made the decision to live inspired. Anyone know what I mean? Am I alone here? Please let me know I'm not alone. You know what I mean? True vision is much more preferable to walking with and in a state of defective vision. Let me give a little more perspective, or revelation, if you will, for you to consider and reconcile to your circumstance, so that we might put you on the path to transformation and your renaissance. Remember, folks, this is real talk, and I am telling on myself. Yes, I am. Again, this is what I alluded to earlier. I wrote the following Dear Society message and chapter before my own revelation that life was about more than managing your reality, but about living and leading in abundance, inspired, because I was still in that healing stage of reconciliation. I still had things that I needed to reconcile from my past, from my childhood, from my formative years, from my teen years, from my college years. But don't tune out what I'm about to share, because the lessons on learning how to dance in the ring with life and its challengers and the key concepts that I'm getting ready to share still apply. It's just a matter of a shift in perspective. Here are a few excerpts from Chapter 7, Dancing in the Ring, the Balancing Act. I open up this chapter with a quote from Janet Kingsford, whom I've never met, but I loved this quote when I stumbled across it. Balance is not something you find, it's something you create. Think about that. Sit with that for a moment. Balance is something you find. It's not something you find. It's something you create. Going back to my creative life design theory. Here we go. Dear society, the act of balancing is an elusive endeavor. Instead, manage your reality. Seek proportions that will allow you to steady yourself in the ring of life. Stay light on your feet and don't allow the pressure of the ring to weigh you down. Self-awareness, development, and mindset are key. Keep dancing and you will fall into rhythm. And here's the chapter. Well, excerpts from the chapter. We're not going to go through the whole thing. The act of balancing is an elusive endeavor. In all honesty, there is no such thing as balance in a dynamic human life. Only shifts in time, energy, focus, and scope of priority. The term itself gives a misleading impression of reality. Instead, change your perception and seek right proportions that will allow you to manage and steady yourself in the ring of life. Creating the illusion of balance requires recognition, a combination of skills, conscious effort, and adjustments as needed. The power to do so comes from the mind, and how you use it determines your success. Stay light on your feet and dance around the pressures of life as you manage your reality. Strive for excellence and realize perfection is unattainable. The thought that it is attainable is either a self-inflicted performance anxiety, which I had, or the result of a life trauma, which I also had many of those. Release that hurt, that hang up or habit. Don't set yourself up. Get your mind and spirit right and rest, and the rest will follow. Then you will be able to make positive, productive, life-giving choices. To achieve the stability while dancing in the ring with life, focus on engaging sparring partners who will help you develop recognition and combination skills to manage your reality and build your confidence. And sidebar, these partners, these sparring partners, if you will, I give a list here, and we're going to talk to them a little bit. Mindset and emotions is the first partner. Mind-set, I will say, and emotions. Okay, so here we go. You are uniquely and divinely made. Know that and understand what it means. You are not a mistake, and nothing about you is an accident. Don't let life or others into your head who might cause you to believe otherwise. Find those things that ground you in reality. Keep your emotions balanced to maintain a clear head. Showing emotion is not a bad thing, but adopt the practice of keeping all things in moderation. Understanding that it is impossible always to do so, but that it should be the goal. That it isn't always possible, excuse me, and it should be the goal. This philosophy is conveyed in the Divergent series, Allegiant. I love it, that movie series. Actually, it spurred my thinking and assisted in the development of my divergent thinking concept. So this philosophy is conveyed in the Divergent series, Allegiant, through the assertion that if you are too brave, you risk cruelty, too peaceful, passivity, and too smart, a lack of compassion. I love that. Let me say that again. This philosophy, the philosophy of showing emotion, adopting a practice, keeping all things in moderation, understanding that it's impossible always to do so, but that it should be the goal. This philosophy is conveyed in the Divergent series, Allegiant, through the assertion that you are too brave. If you're too brave, rather, you risk cruelty, too peaceful, passivity, and too smart, a lack of compassion. I want you to seriously marinate on that one. Take time to really look at your life and consider how you're feeling and your state of mind. Work on your hurts, hang-ups, and habits. Nothing and no one is worth derailing your space, your peace, and your sanity. Maintain that perspective. Mindset. So when I use that word, it's all about your ability, your choice, your conscious choice to set your mind to something. Mindset and emotion should have the highest place in your scope of priorities. The lower they are, the higher chance at failing to conquer life. So the second sparring partner, education or /training, I'll say. Educate yourself and be a lifelong learner so that you may free yourself from social conditioning and other control mechanisms of society. Develop your knowledge and know-how, whether through formal education, vocational training programs, or self-study. Then find opportunities to engage in application of what you've learned. Don't just learn it, apply it. Think about and internalize your findings so you can retrieve them at will and when necessary. That thought is a part of the divergent thinking conversation and the conscious intuition. Personal and professional development is paramount in the facilitation of divergent thinking and defining paths. Education is the key that unlocks those opportunities. Our third sparring partner, healthy relationships. This was a doozy for me. Pay every attention to what is going on inside your mind and your heart. When either or both are unhealthy, you are unhealthy and may potentially face trouble for making bad decisions and decisions concerning relationships, familial, platonic, or otherwise. When you have heart health, you can give and receive love. Therefore, you will know when it is not received or reciprocated. Healthy relationships are important support systems and safe havens. Fulfill your responsibilities to them, but set and keep healthy boundaries and do not maintain impenetrable walls. Can anyone relate to that with me? My toes are hurting. All right, our fourth sparring partner, work. All right, toes again, even before I start. Work. Work is tricky. It is one of our most socially conditioned environments and an indispensable function of life for most of us. Until you decide to live inspired. But that's a conversation for another day. When you have a high performance standard and work ethic for yourself, the difficulty comes in adapting the former and understanding that not everyone has the latter. Simultaneously, you must work to reconcile management culture. As in life itself, work environments will show you what you're made of and present you with worthy opponents when you least expect it. So expect the unexpected. I'm guilty of not expecting the unexpected, but I've learned that lesson. One of the most compromising challenges is ethical decision making. The ethics of a work environment can test your faith and the essence of who you are. The combo punches that are thrown may wear on you and can lead down a slippery slope. Be wary of jumping on the bandwagon based on empty promises and moral degradation, or even of choosing the safe route, right? Because the safe route is not so safe, and going along to get along, which most people do. You must sleep at night and live with your choices. Everyone else is not you, so do what you must do. Stand your ground. Whether you realize it or not, every time you compromise your moral values, your ethics, you lose a piece of yourself and your connection to humanity. Even though the game may be rigged and the playing field uneven, you don't have to be like everyone else. Be better. People-pleasing leads down a destructive path. You will have to choose, and the right choices are usually the most unpopular. Only you can account for your decisions, actions, and behaviors. No one made you do something, and no one can sell you short but you. What are you about? What do you stand for? Compromise where you can, but where you can't, don't. When it comes to your character and integrity, compromise should have no place. Even if everyone is telling you that something wrong is right, your heart will tell you the truth, if it is healthy. To come out the other side a conqueror, you must have the heart and stance of a warrior in order to make the complex and hard decisions. While we cannot control what happens to us, we can control how we react to circumstances and the choices we make as a result to manage our reality. So let's jump into extracurricular activities, because actually I have a few more and we're running short on time. We should all enjoy some aspect of social experience and fun. Not all work, people. Focus your time and energy on extracurricular activities. That is, things that address, protect, and challenge your mental, physical, and spiritual health. These are your pillars of strength and cornerstones. You cannot involve yourself in everything, so be mindful not to overdo it. When your body indicates rest, listen. Our sixth sparring partner, accountability. Accountability is the measure of a person. In all that we do, be accountable. In all that you do, be accountable. Acknowledge and live up to your responsibilities and commitments. Be honest with yourself and assess the areas of your life that present themselves to you as opponents in this area. It's never too late to address them. Learn to say no before you reach your limits, or if you are incapable of doing something or being something to someone else. Your word is your bond, and once broken, is difficult to recover. Seventh sparring partner, drive. Drive comes from intrinsic motivation or circumstance. It comes from circumstance. You must program the behavior into your subconscious. Remember, captain and crew. Drive will yield energy, initiative, determination, and ambition to find and walk in your purpose. Drive will grow your confidence and help you step into your power to claim what's yours. It will give you the ability to keep moving forward. And our eighth sparring partners, reflection and examination. Take time to reflect upon and examine where you are in life. Conduct regular self-assessments. You may find that you're missing out on the experience of truly living because you're afraid to dance in the ring for fear of inability or failure. In that checkup, make sure you are not speaking self-fulfilling prophecies of negativity or sabotage into your mindset, mind-set. Reflection and examination will help you tune into your channel and manage anxieties, doubts, and fears. If you are honest with yourself, avoid the plague of denial. Deliberate on, accept, and put solutions to your findings into motion. Our ninth sparring partner, live. Why are we here? What is our purpose? Life is worth living and discovering the answers. Discover yourself or get to know yourself for the first time. You're going to encounter resistance. That's a given. Make up your mind to be happy and then be happy. See the big picture while moving among the detail and keep your eyes on that prize. Stop worrying about disappointing others and live your life while trying to find individuality within a family unit or the human collective. Under societal pressures is more than challenging. It is not impossible, however. Keep a positive outlook. If those around you love, support, and respect you, they will encourage and uplift you. They will manage reality with you. If not, this will be telling. Do not compromise your dreams and happiness. Life choices don't have to be an either or. When you set your goals, be flexible in executing them and accepting the outcomes. Life is unpredictable, but if prepared, you can enjoy the ride and conquer. Open up your mind and just be willing to listen because when you start listening, then you'll start understanding. When you start understanding, that journey will guide you to where you need to be. Feel the beat of the ring and learn to dance. And our 10th sparring partner, empower and connect. Empower yourself by accepting the challenge of life and learning to manage your reality. Connect with others. Build your network and relationships with people who have lived and are living a similar story with similar management requirements to help you gain insight as well as give you support and motivation. Don't be afraid to ask for or take advice, but realize that what works for one person may not work for another. So find the right mix for yourself. Share your experiences and learn to accept constructive criticism. However, be mindful to allow only fruit-bearing individuals to speak light and life into your life. Wisdom begets wisdom. Once you discriminate the foolish from the wise, listen more than you speak. When you do speak, you will have something to say. You will be and feel empowered, ready to accept and embrace life's challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are broken in mind, you will be broken in spirit, which will leave the body defenseless. Finding your faith and walking in it gives you access to supernatural strength to fully access and coordinate mind, body, and soul. When you find your footing, you will be able to gain and keep your peace and perspective. Keep moving forward. You cannot do that with a business as usual, like we talked about last week, mindset, or merely managing your reality. So start living inspired. And that, my friends, was my huge revelation, that I was not living an inspired life when I was just unconscious to the fact. I was unfamiliar with the term, the concept, what it looked like. I had to get tired of being sick and tired to pivot, to make that decision, to understand where I was and that I had the power to change my circumstance through my birthright of choice. Won't you do the same? I trust you found nuggets in this episode that apply to your life and managing your reality. I invite you to reflect on our conversation and think about how you might pivot out of that management of reality into inspired living. Think about the revelations and begin to reconcile your hurts, hang-ups, and habits to move in Renaissance. If you're ready to pivot, to heal, rebuild, and transform your circumstances from the inside out, we are here for you at Defining Paths. If your online business needs transformation or cracks in its foundation seal, let us help you see with true vision in 90 days with our holistic turnkey solution designed with you in mind and built for longevity, profitability, and sustainable wins. And finally, we invite you to explore our virtual home, our one-stop shop as we call it, at definingpaths.online. See how you might become a part of the family, of the DP family, and how we might help you. We are a family who cares and that's determined to put you back in business. Follow us on social media and take advantage of our evergreen membership portals meant to help you define your path affordably. And if you want to know more, just drop us a line at connect@definingpaths.info. Join us next week. And until then, my friends, what is our mantra? Strong is the new sexy. Be strong in mind, body, and soul. Define your path and love the skin you're in. I am Doc V, the Pivot Maestro, and always your quarter woman. I am my sister's keeper. I'll see you next week.